Conscripted by a secret organization, a group of strangers is loaded into experimental metapods, hurtling their souls across dimensions and into unsuspecting avatars. With each trip across reality, these newly minted metapilots gain access to unique powers and abilities, slowly transforming them into true masters of the Metaverse.
Hey everybody, it is Meta Monday!
Hey!
Woo! Welcome to Masters of the Metaverse here on the Zombie Orpheus Entertainment channel on Twitch. I'm your host, NGM James Durham. Joining me at the virtual table, I got Sean Franklin, Helen Roundhill, Luke Edson, and Christian Doyle. We've got Mark Thomason in the real studio providing tech for us tonight. Hi Mark, and thank you. What is Masters of the Metaverse? Well, it's only the most interactive live stream RPG in the world.
Say what?
That's right. You can influence and change what is happening, buff or troll our cast or the GM using our store live in real time.
You can use our store. Buy a Helen's steak while you're at
it. In addition to our store, we have our weekly Patreon polls, and I have this week's results if you guys want to hear about them. Do you want to hear about them? Do you want to know?
Sure do. Give me things! Give me things!
All right. Let's see. Luke.
How many people love me?
Oh, Luke, you get plus 20 health and plus 4 to a roll from the Patreon results this week.
Thank you.
Helen, you get plus 10 health and plus 5 to a roll this week.
Okay.
Sean, you get plus 10 health and plus 5 to a roll this week.
plus 10 plus 5.
That's right. Christian, you get plus 30 health and plus 3 to a roll this week.
Snap.
And I get plus 20 health and plus 4 to a roll this week.
Boo!
Yeah. That is the standard response. I'm glad you've got that one down. Speaking of Patreon, I've got some special backers I'd like to thank. Amanda Jose Alderman, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda.
Otto Peppercorn, thank you. And Dougie Sharp, thank you.
You folks make it happen.
That's right. Without you guys supporting our shows and being Patreon backers, we couldn't do this and couldn't bring you this fun stuff and all this great content. Now, we did miss an episode last week, and I apologize for not being able to bring one to you guys, but world events made that a difficult choice we had to make at the time, and it was the right choice to make.
Mm-hmm.
But we're back now to bring you more meta madness from the Masters of the Metaverse. Now, previously on Masters of the Metaverse, our heroes began a new strategy to fight this threat to the Metaverse. Rather than directly fighting this force, they have ventured into darker metaverses, places where hope rests on a precarious precipice, and fought to keep it alive. In 768, otherwise known as Sentinel Dark, they succeeded against all odds and beyond all expectations. And of course, now, where to next? Well, first, let's get you all caught up on what's been going on back home for our heroes. Bruno Hamilton has been testifying before a congressional committee on the events of the Meta invasion and those events prior to it. Patrick Leibowitz O'Kelly has received a full pardon and a new job with the Department of Defense. administrative aide to the newly appointed head of the Metaverse Task Force, a position which has yet to be filled. In the interim, Bruno Hamilton is technically overseeing those responsibilities and duties until someone is appointed by Congress to do so. Dr. Simon Lane, General Thaddeus Jackson, and Jebediah Lexington are being held in an undisclosed location. The general is awaiting a court-martial, and it is unlikely that any of the three will see daylight for some time. With the official adoption of the Metaverse Task Force into the Department of Defense has come the pains of change and growth, along with a great benefit: financial backing. What does that mean? Well, for starters, they got those beanbag chairs.
Nice.
But what are our heroes up to now? Well, John Stone, Wyatt Maxwell, Andy James, and Crash Jackson are off to another metaverse to try and restore some hope, happiness, and peace. But what metaverse, you ask? Well, one that Wyatt and Andy are in fact very familiar with, though it has changed drastically since their last visit.
I feel like our first visit was our second time in the metaverse.
That is true, and that's a hint to any of our longtime watchers there. The happy, magical lands of the Borks have fallen into darkness.
Oh no!
Nearly every Bork from every village and type has been rounded up and enslaved. How did this happen? Well, it started when a small group of Borks, driven by revenge, sought out the humans and began a campaign of destruction. Then came the Bork Hunter. That's when things really started to change. A short time later, the still terrified and worried populace found their supposed savior. From the far-off mountains of the north he came, covered head to toe in gleaming armor with a booming voice full of promises of safety. The Guardian promised that there would be a world free of marauding Borks, where mankind could have safety, where Borks would be rounded up and put to use for the benefit of mankind.
Oh no.
And so it began. Eager lords, dukes, and princes flocked to this Guardian, letting his army of silent sentinels track down and imprison every last Bork they could find. They captured the plains-dwelling Borks, subjugated the mountain Borks, burned the villages of the forest Borks, and dug out the burrows of the hill Borks. Even the nomadic desert Borks were not safe from these relentless sentinels. But what did the Guardian do with all of these captured Borks? Why, he used their Bork magic to power an even larger army of his automatons, and turned his sights on the kingdoms of men.
Uh-oh.
All would kneel before the Guardian, for he was their savior, was he not? New laws were passed with harsh punishments. There would be no singing, no dancing, no laughing or joy. No smiles, no games, no fun children's toys. Grim toil and struggle from dawn until dusk, until all persons are nothing but husks. Work harder, work faster, produce more each day, till sorrow and sadness are all that remains. Their master is hard, their master is cruel. But what can be done against such mighty rule? Far off in the last reaches of the Bork's magic forest, a hammer is ringing, a worker's chorus. Bildy the Bork's master craftsman, is forging an answer and recruiting his captains. There's Brawly, the strongest of all of the Borks, from Old Mighty Mountain, where the river is forth. There's Bridget, the bravest, a leader most true, their stalwart protector to encourage you. And let's not forget Bandit, the sneaky and quietest of them all, for all of these Borks have heard Bildy's call. Together they'll fight back and make the Sentinels tremble. For now the Bork Avengers, they stand assembled.
That rhymed.
That's amazing.
See what a week off will do, folks.
James is so desperate he's writing poetry, y'all.
This is where we live now. That wasn't James' poetry. It was far less erotic.
I have no idea what he's talking about. These four Borks have gathered in a hidden cave in the remains of the magical Bork forest. Patrols of the silent Sentinels prowl the nearby woods. Even on the brightest of days, the skies are filled with dark smoke from the ever-working factories of the Guardian. Rivers have turned the color of mud, and forests have been reduced to stumps. But where are all the captured Borks? Where is the Guardian keeping them?
Love you all, my amazing family, but only have enough for two. Hashtag John Buff, hashtag Andy Buff.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. It feels special.
You are.
That's so
So where are the captured Borks, and where is the Guardian keeping them? Well, what these last brave knights of Borkdom don't know is that the Guardian is keeping all of those captured Borks hidden away in his castle, using their Bork magic to power his ever-growing army and spread rule across the land.
Did everybody hear that?
What, the music or the poetry?
No, that voice that just borked out of nowhere.
No, I definitely borking heard that.
Huh. That could be useful.
It was
So
the
I keep hearing
castle.
melodic tones being strummed through the air, though. I do hear that.
Where are we on the slider today, James?
Oh boy, well, let's go ahead and reveal those to you. I've had Mark back in the studio keeping it secret. Let's see if we can have it pop up there. I even went ahead and did the system shock ahead of time so I knew exactly where you'd be.
Rude.
Oh yeah. So that's going to put both Andy James and Crash Jackson have gone into full avatar for the start of this one.
Yes!
Let's see if I can get those up there on hand. I'm going to wait a second, see if... there's the first one. Yes, we can see that John Stone is only one away from being John Stone, so he's still got some brawny Bork in there, but mostly John Stone is in the driver's seat there. And two full avatars with Bridget and Bildy Bork being in there, and then poor Wyatt is in full pilot, surrounded by Borks.
So to be clear, but he's in a Bork body.
All of you are in Bork bodies. You're in the avatars of Borks.
Got it. All right.
So that Wyatt has Wyatt's personality in a Bork body, and he doesn't know how to handle.
Why am I back here? Oh, this is because of things I've done, isn't it?
Probably.
That's not helpful.
So is James' poetry about borking the Borks in the Bork? Or are we borked in the Bork? Hashtag system shock.
Thank you.
Well, sounds like we're bored.
Use that.
Yeah, we're all pretty much borked.
I mean, honestly, you're a Bork, I'm a Bork.
All right, let's take a look at what we have as far as assets go. Who's who here? I can barely tell. Wyatt.
We all look the same.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, you look pretty borked up, buddy.
Yeah, I feel pretty borked up.
All right, so,
And I'm guessing
You
you're
sound
Crash?
pretty wired up.
Yeah, Billy Bork. I've been working on something, and I have, we're all together for the first time.
Yes.
Well, yeah, this is kind of my first foray into whatever this is.
Yeah, I'm sorry about this. Is a little bit odd. So what we basically have to bork is there's a voice. I don't know if everybody heard it. It's spouting poetry out of the sky.
Yeah, I heard you
What?
voice.
I'm used to hearing a voice, so I wasn't sure if that was just me or what.
No, I think that's everybody. And maybe a narrator.
Oh, is this like a bedtime story?
Sure. But it's very real. Anyway, We know where the other borks are, so we're gonna go free them. Even though we're not supposed to know where the other borks are.
So we're borking into unknown territory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're going to the castle to overthrow a despot. Maybe this is some sort of redemption arc. I don't know. Let's just do this and get the bork. Get out of here!
Bandit, what's a despot?
Hold on. Is she gonna talk like this the whole time?
Oh, we might. It depends how far in we are. Pretty far in right now.
I guess it really depends on how annoyed the audience gets.
I would say that is a very, very fair, albeit metatextual
When
commentary.
times get nothing but tough, Terry's one thing to make it less rough. You have your friends, you'll get through in the end. In the meantime, have yourself a nice buff. #crash buff. #Wyatt buff.
All right.
Thank you.
We've got some good stuff in the store, guys. We've got 3 meta points, a moment of clarity. Everyone has a buff, except for, Wyatt has 2 of them, and so does John Stone at the moment. And
I'm going full Avatar.
Okay. Using a buff and going full Avatar into Bandit Bork. Wyatt runs away.
This is so much nicer.
Yeah,
Like
this is.
being full of jelly.
Exactly, and bouncy.
Is there
All
some
the over
kind
here
of
in the woods.
Borkleberry juice I have to drink to be more borky?
Oh, we harvest. We
You
do
have
harvest
to use the
borkberries in the
bork
fall.
All right, one at a time. You're both talking. What?
Bork,
But we do everything we do best in chorus. If you want to be more borky, use the bork points to move yourself on the slider.
Just let go of all the bad things and
Rolly,
let the
you
happiness take
Embrace the
over.
You want me to bork you a squeeze, buddy? I'll hug you right now. Come on.
Do we need
His
to have
hugs
a
are the
great big
borking
bork
best.
hug? We should have a great big bork hug.
Hold on. Give me some time here. Let's just start moving, and I'll feel this out.
Oh no, we can't start moving yet. I have to get all my equipment ready. I've been working on something for quite some time, and I'm very excited about the way that it's come across.
This whole cave is outfitted like a workshop, it would seem.
Yeah, Bork over here.
What are you
What
working
should you be doing?
Well, I knew we had to bork something, so I borked this. And he opens it, he moves a rock out of the way of one of the cave walls, and there it is. May I present to you the bronze Bork?
The what?
Mother of borks.
It looks like a suit of armor designed for a Bork, but made of bronze.
What do you think?
That's in Bork incredible.
Thank you. I think this might be my ticket out of here.
Forgive my language, but you could bork someone up real bad with that.
That's true. That's why it must only be borked for good.
What?
Who's going to make sure that you bork for good?
Well, that's what you're for. You see, the reason that I've assembled us is that we are going to be the Knights of Boredom.
I'm not sure that I can handle being your moral compass.
Oh, no, don't worry about that. You bork about yourself, okay? I'll bork me, you bork you.
But
Why do you
who
keep saying Bork?
borked the Knights of Borkdom?
I don't understand what you guys are saying.
What I'm saying is that our job as Borks is to bork up and stop this evil.
It's really
With
working
this
simple.
armor and your powers, we can really get this done. We have a chance to really bork something here.
All right, the stop evil part I understood. Let's do that then. Let's do that.
Poor
All
John
right, stop
Stone.
borking evil, and let's all be borking knights.
Oh, man, I'm gonna hug you. Is that cool?
That's cool.
All right. Big squishy hugs.
Big squishy hugs.
Big, squishy, legless hugs.
Is it? Never mind.
Hugs are so borkful.
Hey, what's What's wrong, buddy?
When did you get so happy?
Oh, this is the natural state of borkdom.
Oh,
Truthfully, I am very depressed right now. This is as sad as borks get.
oh, okay. I'll figure it out as I go.
This is crippling, can't bork out of bed depression right now. Oh, I want to hug you too. Come here. Ah!
I'm just getting used to not having legs, so give me a moment to adjust here, all right?
So we all bork together, and the force of our borks, I assume, our little bork hugs, actually kind of like bounce us further away from where we were.
Yeah, bork bumps.
Bork bumps! Bork bumps for all!
As John, it seems the borks bounce around rather than walk around.
All right, so I'm gonna hippity hop over to the armor and I guess put it on.
All right, you put on the bronze bork armor and become a bronzed bork, fully armored with a sliding up and down bork face mask.
Borky, I love it.
It's a
You look
lovely mix of
ridiculous.
red and bronze.
You look ridiculous and badass at the same time.
He looks borkin' fantastic.
Language!
Thanks.
Sorry.
Okay, Bandit. We have to find our way to the castle. Who do you think could bork us there the fastest?
That is a good question.
Well, in this body, I'm not sure. I mean, usually I can do some pretty cool stuff, but
Hey, you just have to believe in yourself, Brawly. Then you can do anything.
You leave
It's
bork
true.
leaving yourself.
all right. So I guess I'm a cyborg or something, right?
You're a cyborg.
Yay!
Yay!
Sure, whatever. Let's go.
Okay,
That's a bork!
great idea.
I guess I could pull you guys on something. If there's just something to make into a carriage or something to put you guys in.
Like a bork sledge?
Sure, that. Do we have one of what she said?
I think we could bork a bork sledge.
Well, you are in the presence of Buildy Bork, the buildiest of borks.
Please remember that only those closer to pilots can swear, but apparently hell is not a swear word to borks because they borked the borking borkers back to mother borking hell #hack attack.
Oh, thank you, Chad.
Well played.
And they borked the borking borkers back to mother borking hell.
Yeah, how have we not had a Swedish chef bork yet?
Bork, 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 bork.
Oh, bork.
You bork, 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 bork.
I feel we've gone down a bad path.
We're done. That's on me.
So are you gonna build something? The thing she said, so that we can go.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about any means of borkomotion.
So what I'm thinking is, if we build a platform with some borks underneath, and by borks, of course, I mean like skis or something, then we have a bork platform with bork skis that a bork can propel by running really borking, if you can forgive the expression, fast through the forest that can drag us other borks along. Then we'll get there pretty, and again, please forgive the expression, borking fast.
So,
May I suggest that we build a separate compartment within this sled borking apparatus you've suggested, that I might hide in to remain out of sight? It would make me feel better.
hey, we're not here to take away your bork space. Absolutely.
I appreciate that, Bildy.
Okay. So, what
yeah.
I'm hearing is that we want a sled, but it still has to bounce, right?
Of course.
Okay, so it's basically a box and some springs and some skis with another box.
Yes.
I love it.
A
Sure.
secret
I can
borking
bork that
box.
up in no time. My Bork armor even has some built-in tools.
It does, in fact, have built-in tools. That is some impressive Bork armor.
It's borking incredible.
Thanks, I'll Bork it up right away.
All right, give me a crafting or engineering-based roll to start putting this sled together, Buildy Bork.
All right, and you said I am full avatar, correct?
You are full avatar right now. In fact, all of you except for John Stone are, who is one step away from John Stone.
Now, I really want this machine to Bork as well as it can. Can I also make a Borking check to make sure that it Borks as well as I build it?
Absolutely, you can.
While he's doing that, can I steal anything from the rest of his shop?
Oh,
I
that's all.
don't care what it is.
All right. You steal a couple of tools to add to your collection, Bandit Bork.
Lovely, thank you.
I got an 8 on my Borking, and
Excellent.
yeah, which is plenty. And my building, I got a 3, so I beat it by 13.
That is the most borking Bork sled that's ever borked.
So essentially, it's a pogo stick on 4 pogos. That's just like on a box that we all ride in,
Yes.
Nice.
with some jets to like propel us in different directions, side to side,
And a smaller secret box.
and also a turntable in the middle so we can do it like a teacup ride if we all turn, just for funsies.
It is quite the adorable borking sled. And no more than 2 feet tall. As Borks are very tiny. Even Brawly Bork, who is quite a large Bork.
Yeah, 2 feet 2 inches tall.
Yep. Brawly Bork is immense in comparison with other Borks.
A bork flying in the sky. I can bork twice as high. Take a look, it's in a borking bork bow. I can bork anywhere. Friends to know and borks to bork a borking bork bow. Hashtag personality Sean 2x to bork.
Oh! Alright.
Excellent.
Away from Brawly Bork now. You've been
Wait.
personality disorders. That means that they have paid to move the slider over, so you're now only 1 away from Brawly. You have shifted the other side of the scale. You're mostly Brawly Bork now with just a touch of Johnstone in there.
Oh, well, in this case,
That'll keep us on track.
Better get the Borkin spirit on, buddy.
you know what? Actually, this isn't too bad. I'm starting to get the bucketus here. Yeah, I'm starting to
Doesn't
feel.
it feel so much better, buddy?
Now you're Borking.
Yeah.
All right, all a Bork. Let's get this Bork on the Bork.
You
Let's get
head
the book out of
out.
here.
You head out of the cave, all borking together to bork through the forest.
Oh, how I borking missed this verse. In borking case anyone is borking confused, have some borking hashtag clarity.
Thank you, chat.
Clarity, my
Thank
favorite.
you.
Alright, you begin moving through the forest, which was once a beautiful and magical forested place, but now most of it has been turned into stumps, cut down and harvested by the droves of humans forced to work for the Guardian by his automatons.
Ooh, not a Borkberry bush to be found?
Not a Borkberry bush to be found. In fact, not far from here is one of the logging camps where trees are felled and put into the river to travel to the nearest human village.
Ooh, man.
Yes, even the humans have been subjugated by the Guardian and his silent Sentinels, who force them to work and toil away to build more of his machines.
Do we know which way the castle is?
Unfortunately, no, but you do know that it can't be too far from that nearby village, as that is one of the primary factories used by the Guardian to make his machines.
All right, I'm gonna try and get everybody to get in the in the vehicle to basically bork as high as we can bork, to get a bork's eye view of the castle, so we know what direction to go in.
So
All
what
right,
you're saying is
everyone
we're all gonna
on board.
hold on to our little pogo sticks and be like, Bork,
Yeah,
Bork, Bork.
That's right. I'm gonna need borking checks from everyone on board.
Oh lordy. Well,
Beat it by 1.
What am I rolling, sir?
You're going to be rolling on 10s because you're only one away, and you're going to be rolling a borking check.
Right. Borked it by 4.
Nice. I only borked mine by 2.
I too borked mine by 4.
All right, the four of you working together bounce higher and higher and higher. And as you get higher, you can see the entire countryside. There are thick, dark clouds of smoke that block vision as far as the eye can see. And in fact, you can't see much further than a few miles away where those smokestacks are churning out all of that horrid, choking, nasty smoke into the sky, making it impossible to see anything and really hard to breathe. And it kind of makes your borking fur stink, too. It's not very pleasant. These giant burning things. And from here, you can see that the logging camp is harvesting these trees and sending them downriver to this village as some kind of fuel for their factories, for their forges to burn.
This bork is borkful.
Oh, my tiny little lungs.
This can't be borking good for our long-term health.
Probably not. We should bork towards those smokestacks immediately.
And shut them the bork down.
Oh, I'm trying really hard not to sing about it. Okay.
But I do still have a song in my heart.
The
Me
bork
too.
stacks borking the bork stacks borking the bork.
Oh, that was pretty operatic of you there. Appreciate it. That was lovely.
Bridget, that was borking great.
I was classically trained.
It really shows.
You make a few bounces forward using your bork sled through the forest. When you are set upon by a patrol of the silent Sentinels, intent on stopping and capturing 4 tasty borks.
Oh, no.
The silent Sentinels resemble suits of full armor, but they don't make noise, they don't talk, they just move ever onward, obeying their master's commands with their oversized forks used to stab a bork.
Oh, that's borking terrible, man. Okay, have they seen us yet?
They have most certainly seen you borking along, bouncing high above the trees, and some of them have prepared to stop you as you move through the forest.
All right. Let's disembork and spread out.
Disembarking! You spread out among the stumps and the few remaining scattered trees. As the Sentinels close, the poor, downtrodden human workers in the area flee in terror from the coming conflict. Can I get everyone to roll me initiative, please?
Before I do that, can I try to stop a human and say,
But human, I bork in peace.
Absolutely, you can try. Give me a persuasion. They're all there. Bridget Bork.
does anybody have persuasion? Oh, sure. Okay. Ooh! We're gonna beat that by 6.
You beat that by 6. The human stops, and you don't know a tremendous amount about humans, but you think that it's a child, maybe 12 years old, maybe 13 at the most. Hard to say. They're so strange with the way that they grow up from being little babies into adults. It's so much not like being a bork. But that one stops, and he just has this look of total sadness on his face. But for a second, you catch his eye, and he almost almost smiles. And then just as the smile is about to come on his face, one of the silent sentinels slaps him upside the head with the booming voice of, "No smiling!"
Oh no.
Oh no.
But smiling is life.
Hard that I intended to do. I'm so barking. I think this emotion is sad.
Don't be
I
silly.
will take
We don't-
initiative rolls from everyone at this time, please.
I got a 21 on my initiative.
Wow.
Get the fuck out.
Only because I'm full avatar. I would have preferred that 29.
We're rolling 20s, right? Or
2d12, and then add your initiative modifier.
212, sorry.
No worries.
So,
was that?
17.
I have 18.
18 for Brawley, and I heard
Your
17.
26. Good lord.
And 26 for Bandit. So we're going to start with Bandit Bork before anyone gets to act. Bandit Bork, what is your intention?
I would like to get out of my tiny hidey box and run immediately to the forest to hide from them.
All right. Go ahead and give me a stealth check, please, Bandit Bork.
Stealth, Oh wait, I get to roll twice on that because
That's
I am
right.
very, very sneaky. I beat that by 9.
Beat that by 9. You take off, bouncing between the stomping feet of one of these silent sentinels, dipping around a stump, and then into a gopher hole beneath the stump and out of sight. Bandit
And
Bork is hidden.
And I would like to end up behind them, if at all possible.
You very much are behind some of these advancing silent sentinels. I have a 21 next for Buildy Bork.
Wonderful. I can't wait to go.
The Silent Sentinels, are they organic?
You believe that they are automatons.
Ah, of course they are.
Which
Well, then,
means we don't need to feel any borking grief when we murder them.
murder them? That's a terrible idea. We should teach them to love each other too.
I'm going to grab one and cross his wires and reprogram him to only love.
Amazing.
All right, I'm going to need 2 different actions for that. I need an engineering-based check, and I need a borking check.
Yeah,
Because
I'm
it
gonna.
requires borking to spread the love.
Right. So I should engineer first and then bork?
That's right.
Very well. Engineering, I have beaten by 8.
All right.
Borking, I am not as good at. Oh, but I still beat it by 3.
Good enough. One of the Borks, the glowing evil eyes that they have inside their helmets, turn into beautiful little hearts. And it drops its fork and begins moving to hug one of the nearby other automatons. Which, speaking of, the Silent Sentinels are next with a 20. And the first one we're going to start with is the now loving Bork, who loving Sentinel, advances with Bork love in his eyes and grabs hold of the next nearest Sentinel in a warm embrace, holding it close and
Take
squeezing.
that, evildoers!
Putting the both of them out of action for this round. The remaining ones are going to try to divide their actions. 2 of them are going to try to herd the Humies so that they do not escape, which they are able to cut off and use their giant, oversized, sharpened forks to poke and prod these poor Humies back into place into one central herd so they cannot escape, while the others advance and try to capture you poor little Borks to bring to their master. We're going to start by going after Brawley Bork, as he is a very large Bork. He represents a much easier target, so they think.
He's got the most juice in him.
Mm-hmm.
2 feet 2 inches.
That's right. So 2 of these automatons are going to attempt to cooperate to use their oversized forks to pin you.
How tall are they again?
They are 6.5 feet tall.
Oh, dang. Now we're bouncy. Are we actually elastic or are we just bouncy?
Very bouncy, somewhat elastic, unfortunately very susceptible to being stabbed by sharpened objects. Now these 2 in particular are attempting to use the tines of the fork to put you in between them so that they can capture you rather than stab you.
Well, they're
Which
gonna find
I am going to have a success by 5 and a success by 12. So they are most certainly going to capture you with the tines. So that's going to leave you grappled when we get to your turn, held by the forks of these oversized automatons. And then one of the remaining ones is going to go after the armored Bork because, well, he's not quite sure if he's even a Bork or not, but if he is a Bork, he must be a special one, and he should certainly attempt to capture. That will be a success by 2, but I'm not sure that beats the dodge bonus of Buildy Bork.
What is it now?
A success by 2.
Oh, my dodge bonus is 2, so I think you just hit me.
Just barely got you. So he's going to use the tines of the fork to pin you to the ground like a piece of meat.
Best of luck.
So you're not stabbed, but you're held between the tines on the ground as well. And
Any damage?
Pardon?
Any damage?
No, because they're not actually stabbing people. It's trying to use. He's putting you between the 2 tines and then stabbing the fork all the way down so that you're pinned to the ground underneath the fork. They're trying to capture you as you are valuable Borks.
That makes sense.
And of course, they've been ordered by their master to capture all Borks. Humans, less so. They stab them when they run. That's going to put us next to Brawly Bork at an 18, who's currently being held in place by a pair of oversized forks.
Okay, so these guys are big metal things, right?
Yes.
And they've got me. I can still tap into some of my powers. I'm not full avatar yet.
That's correct. You can still use almost anything from the John Stone sheet.
All right. So, what am I rolling for these?
What are you going to be trying to do? If you're going to try and use a skill from the John Stone sheet, you're going to be on D12s.
I'm going to grab the tines, and I'm going to use my static charge to send the charge up through the tines to them.
Aha! Well, in that case, the grabbing them is a physical action and can use either character sheet. So if you have athletics or fighting on Brawly's sheet, you can use Brawly's skill to do that rather than John Stone's skill, and then use the static charge from the John Stone sheet.
Very well. So I'm rolling eights when I'm doing a Brawly thing, right?
You're 1 away from Avatar, so you're going to be on 10s.
10s. So bang. 15. Okay, I rolled against my athletics, beat it by 1.
That is still good enough to grab hold of the tines of these forks, and you release a static charge of these metal forks into their bodies. And the electricity goes around them for a second, and at first you think that there's no real effect because they're not reacting like people do. But then in a couple of places where little bolts are held in on the metal, the bolts go flying out and jets of steam shoot out from the places where these bolts came out of. And on one of them, one of its arms just falls completely off the body. And the metal arm is hollow. There's nothing inside.
That happened to just one of them.
Yes, the other one just has some bolts fly out of it, but seems to be okay. But one of them is now missing an arm entirely.
Fantastic.
And they continue to have steam shooting out through the little holes on them that opened up from the bolts flying out.
All right, that was my 1 attack.
All right, let's go to Bridget Bork next.
Let's see. So I'm going to. What am I going to borking do?
Come on, Bridge, bork it to him.
Sorry?
2, 1, 2. What am I gonna borking do?
Bridge.
1, 2, 1, 2. What am I gonna bork and do? 5, 6, 7, 8.
Isn't borking great?
No, borking berries make no. Okay. You cannot make my bork heart hate. There we go. Except maybe humans. I mean, I've seen what they can do. Cool. I'm going to use my shield of borkdom. Yes, as a frisbee.
Yes.
Yes. Because that's clearly the way that it is supposed to be used. And I'm going to wing it. Remind me how many of these
There's a total of 7. There's a total of 8, but one of them is just hugging one of them.
Oh, sure. And Bandit has the... Is there one actively attacking Bandit, or was that...
No, but there is one that has Bilderborg pinned to the ground.
Oh, sure. Okay. In that case, I'm going straight for the automaton's head with my frisbee shield. And as I do so, I am going to yell at the top of my little Bork lungs, for the love of Boredom! And I'm going to throw my shield at the automaton's head.
I will take an athletics test for the thrown shield.
Absolutely. And we'll find out if I want to use that +4.
Take a called shot penalty of 2, but if it hits, it will inflict double damage because you are hitting the head.
Well, I mean, this is once per turn, so ordinarily I would only have beat that by 2. But since it's a called shot and I really want it to work, and also with the Shield of Borkdom, I get a +4 to an attack, it's going to beat it by 6.
Ooh, that is quite the throw. You hurl the shield through the air, the mighty, wonderful, round, perfect Shield of Borkdom, hitting this automaton in the head, knocking the helmet off of the body where it spins through the air. A gout of steam shoots up through the neck as the body collapses into multiple metal pieces.
#MetaPoint borking great.
And then the shield from the bounce flies right back, bounces off of a tree stump, and then back into your hand.
You see that? She can bork this all day.
Throw this. Yeah.
That was imborkable.
What a mighty borkin shield.
Some call thee Captain Borkable.
No, I don't like that.
Oh no, Bridget, don't be hard on yourself. You're incredibly borkable.
I'm just glad he did
Borks
it.
of my generation didn't speak like that.
Was it my inflection?
What's wrong? I think she's a borkable.
Me too. I'm borking her right now.
Wait a second. That's not what I said.
This has gone off the borkin rails.
Indeed, I have heard that I have the Bork Nation's Bork.
I mean, who's gonna argue with that?
Well, we are still in the middle of a fight, so let's focus on that, huh?
Oh, that's right. I'm being pinned by a fork.
There's always time for bork talk.
Bandit, you are up next.
I would like to take 2 actions at penalty.
Excellent.
I would like to attack one that is focused on the rest of the group with a blackjack. Then throw a bolo at the one that is on Bildy Bork, and then
that
skedaddle.
One has been knocked off and it has been defeated.
Oh, lovely. Well, then I at any other random one, one of the ones that is attacking John. Then,
all right,
the one with 2 arms.
All right, going after the two-armed one on Brawly Bork and going with the blackjack against one of the other automatons. Give me that
And then I
blackjack.
would like to scuffle off and hide in the other row of trees on the opposite side of where I am.
Give me the fighting check for the blackjack first.
I beat it by 1.
Well,
And-
automatons have no dodge bonus, so that is going to hit. What is the effects of the blackjack? Can you tell us all?
Yes, certainly. Blackjack does 20 damage, and in a surprise attack, it can render targets unconscious.
Ooh. While automatons can't be unconscious, they can still suffer similar effects. And in this case, it will fall to its knees and lose its action in the coming turn. In addition, you have knocked aside the kneecap guard on its knee and shown more of the little joints and metal pieces inside. It is much like the arm that fell off, hollow.
I'll have to do that later. Sorry, I'm trying to do too many things.
And then
for
take
the
athletics.
polo, is that
That's
athletics?
Yep.
Lovely. Then it's -2 penalty.
Yes.
I beat that by 4.
That's going to be enough. And what does the bolo do?
No damage, but the target is grappled.
All right, you have grappled one of them with the bolo that you threw through the air. Wonderful show from Bandit Bork. Let's check in with Buildy Bork. Oh, give me that stealth check before we hit Buildy and to see about your hiding after the fact.
Yeah. Beat it by 6.
All right, and you are once again hidden. Bandit comes out of hiding, unleashes the blackjack and the bolo, and then hides again. Classic Bandit Bork.
Look, his knee's exposed. You can kneecap him now.
All right, Buildy Bork.
I would like to spend a meta point.
All right, meta points spent. We're down to 3.
Thank you.
Moving one step closer to Crash.
Who do we got?
You've
Who's
got a total of, well, technically 7 of the automatons, but 2 of them are engaged in a lovely hugging match. 2 of them are attempting to subjugate the humans who are trying to escape, and the others are fighting you, of which one is missing an arm, one has been damaged, and one has been kneecapped.
Wonderful. So I am going to take a running bounce at the one who has been kneecapped
Yes.
and bounce him into a group of 2 more of them so I can get 3 of them kind of crunched up against each other or at least touching metal to metal, and then I'm going to shock them.
Ah, well-placed idea. Give me a borking check to attempt to bounce them together.
All right. Don't get the super good dice on this. Oh, but I rolled a 7, so beat it by 5.
Beat it by 5. All right, you hit the kneecapped one who stumbles backwards into the poor one that has been unfortunately boloed up. And then they stumble into the one-armed one that is fighting Brawly Bork. And all 3 are impacting with each other when you unleash the shock. And where's the shock coming from, by the way?
My Bork armor builds up static electricity, and then I can discharge it. So
The static electricity.
it's my repulse. It's my Iron Man repulsor blast.
Uh-huh.
Lovely. All right, give me a shooting test for that, please.
For sure. That's 2 1s.
That is a critical success.
I beat it by 15. I'm good.
The electricity launches into their bodies. The poor one-armed one, the rest of the bolts holding the armor together, all fly out in different directions like speeding bullets followed by jets of steam, and the armor tumbles down into dozens of individual pieces. The
Is
poor
it
one.
okay if while that's happening, can I turn around and face the other way while the camera looks over my shoulder?
Absolutely. The one that has been boloed has a similar effect, but after the bolts fly away, the armor of the body stays together because, well, it was boloed together in place. Otherwise, it would fall into pieces. And the kneecap one, some of the steam launches out of the knee, and it kind of flies over the your head in a sort of lazy arc, crashing down to the ground and scattering into multiple pieces.
Bork Yakasha.
That's going to put it to them next. The two that were guarding the Humies are going to cease doing so as their comrades have fallen and attempt to engage into the fight and take care of you Borks. As you have shown yourself to be very dangerous, Buildy Bork, they are going to be coming after you.
Yeah, well, they should have done that before I spent that meta point.
I have a success by 1 and, a success by 11.
One definitely no.
All right, but I think your
First,
dodge
second
makes
one.
it I think your dodge makes it not a critical success.
Not a critical. I'm using Crash's dodge right now, so.
All right, you are again. It uses the tines of the fork to hit you out of the air and pin you down into the dirt, leaving you grappled. The remaining two enter the fray as well. One of them is going after Brawley Bork, and one is going after Bridget Bork.
Classic mistake.
After Brawley Bork, that's a failure by 1. Just not quick enough with that oversized, sharpened fork. And then the one after Bridget is a success by 1, but I don't think that beats your dodge bonus. Bridget
Sure
Bork.
does not.
And you are able to bork out of the way of that attack. And that's going to put us at Brawley Bork next. Oh, I don't want to skip the hugging too. That continues. He is hugged even harder, and some of those bolts start to pop out of their seams, and steam shoots out behind him as that hug is just so tight and such a strong grip. Pieces of the armor start to fall away from that.
I'm sorry, are you describing what's happening in the action, or are you describing the first hug I give to somebody once we're all out of isolation?
Both.
Too much love. Too much love. Hurting with love.
Very
I'm
much
I'm
so.
just speculating.
Yeah, probably.
Very much so, in fact. Brawley Bork, you're up.
Okay, so what's my status? Am I still being grappled by anything, or am I on the ground?
Not anymore. Unfortunately, those poor ones were disabled from shocking attacks by the others. You are now completely free.
Okay, so how many are left that are actually dangerous?
There are a total of 4 that are dangerous left.
Okay, so 4 of them are standing up, and
6
they're
are standing, but 1 is hugging the other one, so only 4 of them count.
Okay, fair enough. Now, do I still have my Johnstone strength or not?
Well, are you full avatar?
Nope.
Then you have access to your Johnstone strength.
Okay.
Synergize.
All right. And we're pretty immune to blunt force, right? It doesn't really hurt us to get hit by.
You are completely immune to blood force.
Blood force and falling inflicts nothing on a Bork.
Okay. What is the 4 that are that we can engage right now? Where are they? How are they standing? Where are they spaced? How are they?
Well, 2 of them went after Buildy Bork. One of them is trying to get you, and one of them is trying to get Bridget Bork. So you've got 2 of them pretty close together that have, one of them's even managed to pin Buildy Bork to the ground with his oversized fork.
Okay. And are my other comrades, are they standing?
Yes, they are. Well, you don't know where Bandit Bork is because he's doing what Bandit Bork does and disappears every time.
Okay. So I'm gonna now this is gonna take some skill, but I'm gonna run as fast as I can. I'm gonna jump up in the air, bounce off of Buildy, and basically do a self fast bork special into the one that is pinning Bridget down.
I am going to be throwing you later. You need to know this.
Excellent.
Fair enough, but I'm
We
gonna
are
bounce
getting
off
fast
of.
for special into this.
I can't tell you how happy I am that Fast Bork Special is now something that exists in my head canon.
Oh yeah, no, I've literally been planning this since the first scene of this game.
So I'm running as fast as I can. I'm gonna bounce off Buildy into the one that's pinned Bridget down. So
Buildy is the one that is pinned down. Bridget isn't pinned down. It's Buildy that's pinned down.
Okay, so I'm gonna bounce off of Bridget into the one that's pinning Buildy down.
And in fact, Bridget has a wonderful shield of Borkdom, which is great for
They
bouncing
do.
off.
We're bouncing off of.
Tell you what, buddy, I'll even like make you a platform and help launch you.
If you don't, you're a bad Bork.
Fantastic. That's my plan of attack right now.
I am a
All right.
bottom fork. Thank
I'm
you
going
very
to need
much.
a borking check first, and keep in mind, if you need to use it to roll 8s instead of 10s, clarity is in the store. You have 2 moments of clarity in there.
Death from a Bork!
That's right, death from a bork.
Okay. What did you? Okay. Okay. So beat my working roll by 1.
That's good enough, and then I'm going to need an athletics or fighting roll for the impact.
I just want Bridget Bork to say language at least once.
She
I've
has
said
fun.
Twice already.
It's true. She's been on point on that.
14
Success by 14?
by 14.
That is a critical success, assisted from the borking bounce off of the shield of Borkdom, hurtling through the air. You impact with the automaton pinning Buildy Bork, and pieces of armor launch in a dozen different directions from the impact. Even the chest piece bursts in two, and gouts of steam fly out, and almost nothing solid remains of that silent automaton.
It's like taco.
Crushed like a tin can. We're going to go to Bridget Bork next.
Borkarang! No.
Hooray. All right. So other than the hugging dudes, which hugging is hugging hard, by my count, there's what, 2 left?
Still 3. There were 4, now there are 3.
Okay.
Not counting the hugging pair.
Right. Because
And of course, there is a group of cowering and crying and fleeing humans.
Ah, yes. What I would like to do for the cowering and fleeing humans is I would like to use my aura of courage. And I would like to dispel their fear.
Ooh. Tell us
yes.
about your aura of courage, Bridget Bork.
My aura of courage says that I am immune to fear effects, and nearby allies gain a +4 resistance bonus against fear effects. And I believe that if I give a rousing enough speech and flex my little Bork abs enough, the humans will become our allies.
You mean your Bork ab?
Yes, my Bork ab.
All right, give me a
It's what makes me Bork abable.
Oh,
He's got a 1-pack.
Give me a persuasion check, Bridget Bork, to try and sway these humans to your side.
Okay. A persuasion check. Choop, boop. Yeah, we're gonna beat that by 7.
That is going to definitely succeed. In mid-stride, these small, frail, poor, sad humans stop, turn about, and they're inspired by your presence, by your words, by your single Bork hand on one hip and your Bork shield in the other, standing tall and proud and courageous.
And flexing your ab.
To your
And
side.
flexing my ab. And I say, Hubies!
And
If
they
you are
line up
cut,
behind you.
do not you bleed! If we are cut, do not we jelly!
They line up
Oh,
behind
we
you with
jelly!
their crude wood chopping implements ready to hold a fighting line with you. And we're going to go back to the top of the order with Bandit Bork.
I would like to split my actions once again.
Excellent.
I would like to blackjack. If there is one that is still left that had been harassing the humans,
Okay.
I would like to blackjack it.
Perfect.
And then throw a bolo at one of the others that are still up and going.
All right. Go ahead and give me a fighting test and an athletics test for those two.
So fighting, beat it by 3.
You blackjack, and again, your height is perfect for the knee of these automatons, and you pop the kneecap of the armor right off of it, causing it to stumble and fall to one knee.
And then before throwing the bolo, I will just yell out, "See, Humies? Bridget's right. We can all be Borkin friends."
Yes.
And then
All together, Bork, all together, Bork, all together, Bork, all together, Bork, Bork!
and then I beat the athletics by 2.
Beat the athletics by 2. Again, no dodge bonus on silent sentinels. And you wrap up one of the other sentinels in a bolo, grappling him and preventing him from moving.
And then I would like to run to the other side of the woods and hide again.
And give me that stealth check. Classic Bandit Bork.
Yeah, beat it by 6.
All right, and once again, Bandit Bork appears, attacks, and disappears. Buildy Bork, you're next.
Am I still pinned by a fork?
That one was the one that Brawly Bork obliterated.
2 feet 2!
So, we got 2 left then?
You have one that has been kneecapped, one that is boloed, and one that has not been harmed.
Ah, good. The one that has not been harmed, then.
Ah, yes.
Now that I am no longer forked, I will begin my borking.
Yes.
You know, powering up my gauntlets with my first attack as much as I can to unleash them on my own face.
Give me a borking check to see how much power you can charge up.
Three and a 7. So I beat borking by 2.
Beat borking by 2. So you are going to be able to charge up an extra 20 points of shock damage on top of the inherent shock damage in the Bork armor that it normally can do with its shock blasts.
All right, so I just give myself 50 damage of
electricity, which
of electricity
because Flash
damage?
Jackson going, you absorb electricity damage.
and then you know, running super bork punch, boom on the big one.
All right, give me a fighting check with the running Super Bork punch.
Is Bandit Bork wearing a suit? What the Bork?
4 and 3 is 7. Yeah, beat that by 11.
Oh, that is a critical success with the most powerful punch you can manage, coupled with your increased strength and speed from the electricity damage you inflicted upon yourself. You punch this poor automaton right in the top of the head, sending the helmet down into the body and then down into the legs, splitting it into dozens of pieces on the ground and flattening the helmet from the impact.
Now, because I am a Bork and every action has an equal and opposite reaction, I bounce equally high into the air.
This is correct. And above the remaining tree lines, back up into the cloud of choking smoke, only to plummet back down again. That's going to go to the remaining automatons. One is grappled and is going to try and break free. And fails to do so. In fact, it struggles so terribly that it falls down, still bound up by the bolo. And the remaining automaton is going to try to get the inspiring leader of these Humies and Borks, Bridget Bork, with his oversized, sharpened fork. That's a success at 0, which is, again, not good enough to beat Bridget Bork's dodge bonus.
Just gonna, deflect it with my shield.
Quite easy for you to do
toss my ears and hope that it kind of, smacks him across the face.
Now this is a story all about how these Borks got flipped turned upside down, and I'd like to Bork a minute. Just sit right there, I'll tell you how I became the Bork of a town called Borkare #cool rule.
Alright. We are working for the cool
Spectacular.
We've got 20 towards it and 80 more to go on that cool rule, and we're going to go to Brawly Bork next.
Bildy's actually from West Borkadelphia. Born and raised.
Borked and raised.
And raised.
Okay.
At the berry patch is where I spent most of my days.
Okay, so, let me see here. Wait, gotta rearrange my... Okay, cool. Alright, so, I keep asking, who is left? How many are left that are actually...
You've got one that is bound up in the bolo on the ground, and then one of them that is trying to get a hold of Bridget Bork with his sharpened fork.
Okay, now these are they're big armor plated things.
Yes.
Is there anything there in the face area?
It's just a helmet. You've seen as they've come apart that they're all hollow inside.
Right. Is there a visor covering the opening, or just an opening?
It's a visor covering the opening.
Huh. All right. So the one that is now is Bridget trapped? Did he?
No, he has not been able to hit her. She keeps deflecting it with her mighty shield.
Oh, so he's poking and he's just like ching ching.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. And the forks, are they part of their body, or they hold on to them?
No, they hold on to them. They're wielding them. And they really do just look like giant, oversized forks.
Very good. Who's playing music, by the way? Is that...
I don't know, but I can hear it.
Okay.
Sirenscape.
I believe it is our Sirenscape soundtrack.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to... Our cart sled thing is still around.
That's correct.
Oh, yeah. Cool. So since one of my skills is using improvised objects to deal double damage,
yes,
I am going to grab the sled and take this one for a little ride, so to speak. So this whole thing, because I have a penchant for hammer throwing things. I don't know if people know that about me. I tend to hammer throw things. And so this sled, I am going to grab it, and I'm going to spin around with it, and I'm going to slam it into the one that is accosting Bridget Bork.
No, my beautiful creation!
Is that accompanied by a cry of a Bork smash? Tell me it is.
It absolutely is. Bork! Smash!
No Bork smash!
Give me an athletics test there, Brawly Bork.
Amazing.
Oh, Bork, darn it.
Beat it by 6.
Beat it by 6. You grab hold of it, do the full spin hammer throw, and release it, and it hits the torso, pulls the torso clean from the body, and the torso and sled sail out through the trees and stumps beyond sight. And the helmet kind of sits above the body for a second, spinning with nothing there, then falls and hits the legs, which collapse into a heap.
2'2".
Where the torso landed and that sled, no one may ever know.
Believe it or not, in borking on air, I never thought I could bork so free, flying away on a wing and a bork. Who could it be? Believe or not, it's bork. Hashtag clarity.
Thank you, Chad.
I was really worried that nobody was going to use a theme song from a Stephen J. Cannell TV show, but I'm really glad we got that out.
My childhood thanks you.
Yeah, so does mine. You know, I sang that at my second grade talent show. No shit.
That's incredible.
You
Also not surprising.
Rigid Bork, you're next. All that remains is, besides the hugging pair, the poor silent automaton bound up in the bolo of Bandit Bork, struggling away, trying to free itself.
Yeah. So I'm going to walk toward it with my shield aloft, and as I stand over it, I'm going to say, believe it or not, but in this Borkdom, we do not bork the helpless. And then I am going to punch down with my shield.
All right, give me a fighting test there, Bridget Bork, bravest of the Borks.
Yeah, so we're going to beat that by 4.
You slam down into the helmet and pancake it flat. And other than a pair of these automatons in an internal embrace, the fight seems over.
Can we, put a little plaque there if they're going to be in an eternal embrace and be like a monument to the love of Borkdom?
You absolutely could do so. I mean, you do have the buildiest Bork of all Borks with you.
Buildy Bork! I think that this is an opportunity for us to make a statement to the rest of the world for all of eternity.
Oh no! I'm not building another thing around that Bork right there!
I ask only that you make a small plaque, something that he could not possibly use as a weapon, but instead can stand here.
I made you a sled, and that Bork borked it across the horizon!
While this is going on, I would like to steal every loose screw and nut that I can find.
You have a bag full in no time, darting from stump to stump.
While I'm complaining, though, I do make the plaque.
All right.
So we're
That's perfect.
Oh, build something? Yes, I would be happy to.
You build this wonderful plaque while you're complaining and insisting that you're not going to build it, and by the time you're finished complaining, it's finished.
Oh, like I said, I was trying to defend Bridget. You weren't able to help. I didn't know where Bandit was, and so I did what I did, all right?
It's okay. We have plenty of time to think about it while we're walking to our destination.
Sounds like somebody needs a hug.
You know what? You're probably right.
Group hug.
Group hug!
The scared, sad humies have gathered before you. Buildy Bork, you have a little more experience with humans than the rest of the Borks, and you can tell that they're all children.
No, I thought because they were taller than us, they might be adults, but in retrospect...
Speak for yourself, 2'2".
What child is less than 2'2"? They can also still work in a labor camp.
Yes. They're all probably between 8 and 12.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Do they have parents? Do you have parents?
Our parents are in the village. They make them work in the factory.
Well, we're gonna go get them. Who's the biggest? The biggest, you take care of the smallest and find a place to hide off the trail until the castle has fallen.
You're gonna save our parents?
Yes!
You're the best. I thought we were supposed to be afraid of Borks.
Do I look scary to you? I'm the metalist Bork you've ever seen, and I'm adorable.
Afraid of Borks? Who's afraid of Borks?
Nobody's afraid.
I can find you somewhere to hide.
Well, they said that these Borks came to towns and they murdered people.
Who said that? Okay, you scratch behind my ears right now.
Okay. It was a long time ago. The Borks came and then they murdered people, and then the Bork hunter came for them.
What?
Oh, boy.
We cannot deny that in the past we have resorted to our lowest impulse. Revenge.
You mean that really happened?
I do believe, yes,
I thought it was just a Bork time story.
that in our history, Borks, you will find at least some small mention. It's upsetting, so we didn't put a lot in there. Oh. Our worst nature.
Using a meta point to get 1 point closer to Avatar.
All right.
To Pilot.
To Pilot? All right, using one and moving one closer to Pilot. So you're going to be one away from Bandit Bork.
That is true. There were Borks that acted not in the way of Borks. But
It
they
was
were
believed once upon a time that those Borks had been possessed by powers beyond this world.
Indeed, and it was misguided and terrible. But
And they're very sorry.
Yes. So
The
that
same
is
Bork,
true, but
if
don't
my memory
mistrust all
serves,
Borks.
also borked their entire village.
So they were just bad Borks?
They were. Sort of. I mean, bad is kind of subjective. It depends on which side you're on. But yes, I believe truly that they were bad Borks.
They were bad Borks, influenced by things outside of Borkdom.
Yeah.
That
Told
is
you
not
not like
something
So
to judge
other
the
Borks
entire
are bad?
Borks for.
What?
So other Borks aren't bad. It was just them that were bad?
Yeah, Borks don't know how to be bad.
Yeah, those other ones, they were all borked up, you know.
Yes, they were very Borked up.
Bork Jews.
But all of this happened because people were scared of Borks.
And that's understandable. However, what I'm telling you is that was a few bad Borks who did not represent the concept of Borkdom.
This is hitting surprisingly close to... Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna Bork off over this way.
Nope, that's fair.
Whoa,
Sorry.
hey. The kids, hey.
Sorry.
Again, I can show you somewhere to hide, where you'll be
Thank
safe.
you. And then you'll save our parents?
That's the plan.
You're the bestest Borks ever.
We just might be.
And with that, folks, we're going to take a quick break.
Burning another meta point to go back into full Bork.
All right, one more meta point burn, going back into full Bandit Bork. And we're going to take a quick break, folks, and we will be back in just a little bit here with more Masters of the Metaverse. We'll see you in just a few, guys.
See you.
It's raining outside. I don't see sunny or rainy. They're all just days to me.
Okay, but clearly it's raining.
Is it? I mean, yes, obviously it is, but just to play devil's advocate for a moment, is it really?
Yes, yes it is. Look outside.
So you want it to be sunny all the time? Is that what you want? You want constant sunshine. Have you ever heard of a drought?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that it's raining.
Look, don't be such a hater. All days matter.
Dude, just look outside.
You know, my cousin was caught in a snowstorm last year. Where was the outrage then?
I'm just pointing out.
It rains so much more in India. You have to deal with so much less weather in this part of the world, but I don't know why you're complaining. True, it was raining, but it's completely stopped now. Ancient history. Get over yourself. I studied meteorology in high school, and the term is actually precipitation. The climate changes are clearly part of a natural cycle that has nothing to do with us. So, rain should be underrepresented. Maybe rain just writes better science fiction. This kind of negativity just propagates the conservative agenda. People who wear raincoats anyway, right? F you. You ignorant d. Did you back and your or were you just that way? I hope you get rained on. That'll teach you a lesson. To push this dry-hating cumulonimbus bull.
I think we've had a little misunderstanding. Maybe we should go outside, take a walk. You can get some fresh air.
In the rain?
We get the final insert here, and
All
then
right.
we break for second moon.
All right. Warm pocket cheese. I'm in.
All right. So, are you familiar with how to fondle a nipple?
Nick?
Yes.
Nick, I'm going to shoot Christian's face. Shooting Christian's face.
Oh, come on.
No, you're gone.
All right. So apparently
We're
this
gonna
is
make a
just
movie.
like handling a nipple.
Okay.
So more pinch really hard than isn't. Just going to pinch the
perfect. Okay,
nipple.
I'll pull focus now.
Work.
I need the back of your head, sir, and the front of yours.
It works at night.
Do you know? No, it's usually Ben that does
Okay,
this
okay. The sound of silence, because he's off camera and not talking. And Armageddon on that. Come on.
stuff. Still a double.
Whatever. Yes, I can do this.
Thanks.
No, you have to help.
Oh, what do I
Just
need
take
to do?
this here, and then
We'll
we're.
start on Leo's face before we go down. Get out.
Wow. Really? Huh. We gonna make a movie?
How does this work?
I don't
This
know.
is awesome.
I'm usually over there.
Okay. What happens if I twist this?
Hey, want to tune my mandolin?
Oh, come on!
Come on!
What's wrong with you?
Jeez, his words.
Sure.
What? What are you doing here?
Red card.
That is too big.
Ben's mom. Come on. What? Ben's mom is off limits.
What I've heard.
Oh, get out. Out. Hey. What? Oh, really? Wait. Why am I even in here? You're filling in for Andy. Okay. I don't even have to go. I just. Wait. Here you go. Are you serious? Seriously?
Welcome back to more Masters of the Metaverse here on the Zombie Orpheus Entertainment channel on Twitch, guys. We've been traveled here to the Metaverse of the Borks, where some terrible and sad things have happened, but our heroes are doing what they can to struggle against it. They have just liberated and saved some poor enslaved human children and taken down some automatons in the forest, and are now moving on to the village where these poor human children's families are kept working in the factories in their struggle against the Guardian.
All right.
So
That
with the
Bork
sled,
Guardian.
with the sled destroyed, it seems that the quickest way of traveling is to
It's simply
use the river. Is to use the nearby river, which they were once using to ship all of these logs they were cutting down up to these factories.
I'm gonna build a bork boat.
A bork boat, all right, yes.
I happen to have a boating skill.
What in this show?
What?
I knew one of us had to have it.
Hear that, guys? We're going to be doing some boating. Go ahead and build me that borking boat.
What could possibly go wrong?
It's actually John Bork that has the skill, but I'm borrowing it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna lash together, a wooden raft, and make it as much like a log ride as possible.
Perfect.
And whatever scraps he leaves behind, I'm going to pick up.
Collecting things as always, Bandit Bork. Go ahead and give me that engineering or crafting roll from Billy Bork to construct your raft.
I hope this works.
Oh, it'll work. Be positive.
Can we build it?
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
we can.
Yeah.
I beat it by
Also,
8.
question: how many of us actually have children? Mm-hmm.
Just me.
Just you.
Just me.
And yet we all knew Bob the Builder off by heart.
Yeah.
That was the logical response to that question. That's all it was.
Pretty sure that's because my daughter's your age, Helen.
Wow, you're old.
You mean we could be friends right now, having sleepovers and doing each other's hair, but you have kept her from me?
Well,
Christian.
I was hoping for the sleepovers and hairdoing myself.
Gotta get my braid or my beard braiding skills down.
I just cut it too short to do it. Like I just cut like 3 inches off the bottom this week.
I knew something was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
letting mine go until I hit wizard length.
Yeah, I was getting there just too quickly, and now that I have to like go places and do things where I have to wear a mask,
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't handle like the extra like 3 inches of beard hanging out of the bottom, like deciding to go forward.
Look, I'm not sure if Bridget Bork can handle this beard talk without getting a little overheated. So we might need to change.
Yeah, I would just like to say that the term 3 inches off the bottom is really only applicable and non-risque when discussing beards.
That seems
fact.
I mean, I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Well, you build yourself a borking boat that is very much like a log ride at a theme park. And the 4 of you load up on the bork boat and begin heading downstream. And how about somebody give me a boating roll?
who has boating?
It's gonna be John.
John?
It's gonna be me. All right.
Unfortunately, since it's on John Stone's sheet, you're going to be rolling 12s on that one.
Yeah.
You could use a moment of clarity.
You absolutely could. There are 3 of them in the store. If you do that, you'll be rolling on 8s.
I will use a moment of clarity.
Good plan. You're going to roll 8s instead of 12s on that check.
Ha ha. And wait. Beat by 9.
Defeated by 9. Some very expert boating at the hands of John Stone as Brawley Bork, leading the way on the raft that is more like a log ride than a raft.
Wow, Brawley, you're really good at this. You're like a master boater.
Yeah, lean right. Lean left. Right.
Even through the rapids and the different twists and turns of the river, he keeps the log ride from tipping over and dropping you into the muddy waters.
I would like to hide.
Of course you would, Bandit. At one point, several of you think for a moment that maybe Bandit fell off the boat, but then you realize it's Bandit Bork. You probably just can't see him.
He's just ballast now. That's fine.
Oh, and I still totally respond to questions and conversation. I'm just hidden.
A disembodied Borkish voice.
Are you just pretending to be a log?
Sort of.
I'm going to ignore the very obvious joke that I was going to make. Because Bridget not.
Nope. You did well.
I'm going to stop thinking about the obvious joke that Helen was going to make.
You mean that Helen would make?
I will check you to see if you can figure out what it was. Oh, look.
It's the obvious joke that Helen would make.
Ah.
Thank you. I'll be here every episode.
I'll log your response.
Now, while I'm doing this, can I also while we're doing this, can I also just keep my my notice skills going for weirdness?
Absolutely. The first thing that comes into view, which is still a couple of hours of log ride down the river, you get to the outskirts of this village, and it looks to be in a pretty sad state. The only thing that's in good repair is an extremely large and impressive factory with thick clouds of dark smoke churning out from the chimneys on top. And nearby that, the only other thing that seems to remotely be new at all is there seems to be a lot of new graves added to the graveyard.
Oh. That's not working acceptable.
It looks like a grave situation.
It does. And then you reach the town itself, and you can see signs stuck into the ground and posted up all over town. No smiling, no dancing, no singing, no playing, no laughing.
Hey, Bridget, make your comment again.
It looks like a really grave situation.
Oh my god.
Damn it.
Moving about
Don't say a thing that says Bork makes you free.
Moving about the town in small groups of 3 or more are more of those silent sentinels, going from building to building, occasionally herding groups of humans to or from the factory to be put to work.
Ooh.
And the log that you're riding on lands in with dozens and dozens of more that have been shipped down this river, waiting to be brought in and processed and used in the forges of this factory. You believe that you have not been spotted so far, but there are many of these silent sentinels prowling around.
All right.
This Bork is pretty borked up.
It really is. But I think we can fix it.
What time of day is it? Is it darker?
You think it's about midday, but with the smoke from all of the factories churning up in the sky, it's anytime it's daylight out, it's pretty much the same sort of dark, clouded, overcast. No real difference between morning and evening until it really gets dark. No one has seen the sun around here in a long time.
Uh-oh.
So I don't know how long I can do this for everyone, but I think if you follow me, we'll be able to stay unseen and we can start to take down some of these automatons.
So, you got a plan?
Well, only that I can find spaces for us to hide and maybe surprise them.
So you are suggesting that instead of coming out in the open and fighting it out like good old Borks, that we creep from hiding place to avoid detection until we can make it into, I guess, the big Borkin boss of the whole place and take him down?
Exactly correct. These things aren't even people. They're not even alive. They're just empty constructs. So why should we do anything less than fight as best we can?
I would like you to remind you the last time we really believed that there was absolutely no one inside of the beings we were about to kill. It was a bad day in Borkdom.
I'm not even saying kill them. I haven't killed one. I've just taken them down.
So, I have maybe an idea if you want to hear it.
Yeah, please.
Well, this is a horrible factory that puts giant billowing clouds of horrible smelling smoke into the air.
So you feel right at home then, huh, Bildyborg?
No, this is awful. Fucking terrible, man.
Wow, not cool, Bridget. Bildy's been building ethically. Like the Borks would.
So, what if we use Bandit's very sneaky skills to infiltrate the factory and maybe just change it around a little bit?
So that
I like that. So we just go ahead. Sorry.
What does this factory make?
Smoke.
At the moment, you're not 100% sure, but it wouldn't take much to get inside and find out.
Oh, no, I'm sure. It makes smoke.
It does. Probably more of these guards.
So it's just making more and more of itself? Just replicating and...
Well, we don't know. We'll figure out when we go in. But what if we changed what the factory made to something that was a little bit more outwardly pleasant?
Borkberry bushes would be good.
Yeah, but they grow on bushes. We can't just have a factory that makes bushes. I'll explain horticulture to you later. But what if we, instead of noxious smoke, made it, fresh cinnamon rolls or something?
I do love a cinnamon roll.
Ooh, Borks love pastries.
With Borkberry jam.
Irresistible a pastry.
So
shout out to Peggy Cinnamon Rolls down at Factory.
Delicious cinnamon rolls.
I could get behind a good old cinnamon Bork bun. No, I stand by my terms.
So, let's infiltrate and see what we can make.
Bork the Bork and Borks.
All right, so Bandit Bork, you said you had a plan for sneaking them in. Tell us about this plan.
So, what I would like to do is I would like to take us between buildings and find whatever sunlight there is that is in the town. I would like to find the places where that casts shade, and I would like to put us there. And I would like to do that as we move between all the houses to get to the factory. Also, I would suggest before we go that we roll ourselves in the mud so that we look a little less vibrantly amazing as we Borking do. And I would suggest that we all stay very quiet, even when we're bouncing. Quiet bouncing? Well, of course we're gonna bounce. We don't have any legs. How else are we gonna get there? Are we gonna crawl with no legs? Maybe crawling with no legs. Okay. So I think that's the plan.
I mean, we have our long ears and we have our arms. We could crawl.
ear and arm crawl?
But they'll get all dirty.
Yes, it's like an army crawl. You're crawling with your arms. You're doing army legs.
Arm and ear. Yeah, no, but let's just bounce softly. We're gonna soft bounce into the places where we can't be seen. And then we're gonna wait and listen and then soft bounce to the next place where we can't be seen.
Soft bounce. Yeah.
Yeah. Brawley, you'll wanna follow me.
Anybody have like soft jazz to play in the background? Just
Okay, so if you're gonna lead the way, how about you give us a stealth check first, there, Bandit Bork.
Beat it by 5.
Beat it by 5. All right, anyone following Bandit Bork's lead gets a +2 bonus to their stealth check.
Oh, you know I'm doing it, baby.
All right.
+2, you said?
Yep, +2 bonus.
Soft bounce.
If you follow his lead, you can choose not to and not take the +2 bonus.
So 8.
No.
8.
And
I beat it by 4 with the bonus.
All right. Anyone else?
This music, incidentally, is exactly on point.
With the bonus, beat it by 2.
With the bonus, I beat it by 9.
Wow.
You don't exist right now.
Soft bounce. I'm sorry. I missed Bridget for a minute. Where'd you go?
So one at a time, quiet as can be. Bounce.
I'm so fast, nothing could go over my head. I catch you.
Bounce. And then bounce. One at a time, between buildings, into the darkest little places, behind little barrels, and overturned wagons, and other pieces of village, even hiding behind signs.
Soft bounce.
Making your way through.
Soft bounce.
Can we do the Bork roll where we're just like, we were little puffballs and we just roll across like tumbleweeds on a little line?
Oh, I would suggest that we do that at the very end, once we've made it through the town and are now entering into the town, because now it's paramilitary mode.
You reach part way through the town, and at one point you have to stop behind a sign as these silent sentinels stop by, not being quiet at all, holding those oversized forks of theirs, prodding people along. And then you roll in the Bork fashion of rolling forward across the street, and then move past another couple of buildings. Bounce, one at a time. Bounce. One after the other.
This has to be real boring for the audience because they can't even see the action.
Soft bounce.
And you reach the front of the factory just as those 3 silent sentinels are prodding a group of downtrodden workers inside.
I don't like those sentinels.
There's a group pushing downtrodden workers?
Yep, pushing in the next shift of people inside, and as they push them in, 3 more of them come out, pushing a group of workers out using their sharpened forks.
Oh!
This must be the place.
The ones leaving look incredibly tired, and their faces and hands are covered in soot.
We're going to borking destroy these folks.
Yeah.
Must be dying of the Bork lung.
Clearly, Bork lung.
Okay. We should keep moving. I want to help these people, but I think we can help more people if we get in that factory.
Agreed. We can do that and then dismantle the rest of the apparatus.
Should we disguise ourselves as humies? They'll just shove us right in then.
That's a great idea.
We give really good humie.
Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna pull somebody aside once they're away from the rest of the group and steal their clothes and be 4 Borks in a trench coat.
4 Borks in a trench coat. It is.
We're doing Bork It Man.
Who's going to be the
That's right,
Bork?
Bork Man.
Who's going to be the Bork at the top pretending to be a human?
I think we all want to do it, so the only fair thing is rock, paper, scissors.
Roll for initiative.
But no Bork.
I don't think it's a good
Hashtag
thing.
hack attack.
I'll
Well,
take
if we're
this
going to make
first.
this place better, might as
I
well
think we
start out
should've-
as we mean to go on. Pax has the wording.
Oh,
What did I miss?
we got a hack attack.
Shut up!
What?
That is delightful. Thank you.
What?
A hack attack.
Check that out.
I will keep an eye out for it and see what I can get.
Thanks,
I'll
Merc.
let you know when it comes in, guys.
You rock,
All right.
Merc.
So tell us again. You said you're not going to be participating in the to be the person at the top, Bandit Bork. You're okay not being the person pretending to be.
Yep, correct.
Yeah.
I am,
That way
I
you
am
can stay hidden.
staying hidden somewhere in the middle.
So we got a Bork Shambo, this bitch. I
That's
mean,
right.
oh god.
And it's rock, paper, scissors, but no Bork ever does scissors.
Wait,
It's
so
true.
it's like Bork, and Barry?
Sure.
So if we Bork, and Barry, Fork beats Bork beats Barry beats Fork because a Fork could, like, you just like chase the berry around the plate. Okay, I gotcha.
Let's see it, guys.
So what? Fork, Barry?
Barry.
Alright. Fork
Oh.
being a bounce, obviously, rather
Right.
than paper.
Yeah, of course.
So ready?
Alright.
Bork,
Fork,
Barry.
Barry.
Oh,
Oh, okay. It's you and I think it's you and me, Buildy.
Yep,
Bork
down
is
to Bildy and Bridget.
all right.
All right.
Bork,
Fork,
Barry.
Barry. Oh.
Oh, you got me, I think, right? Doesn't
Yeah. Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I did. Sorry, I didn't expect you to throw a fork because I mean it's so unborkly of you.
It is unborkly of me.
That tricky Bildy Bork. That looks like you're going to be the head
Whitey.
at the top of the body there, Bridget Bork.
Excellent. If I am known for anything, it is for my charming personality, and in no way wooden response to everything. I will
Okay.
blend in beautifully
So,
with the others.
right. Well, Bridget,
Yes, which I am good.
first though, you gotta learn to talk lower like a human. So talk like me.
Okay, I'll talk like you.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Okay,
And use human words like
I can use
hey, how you doing?
hey. How are you doing?
Yeah, yeah.
How am I doing?
Forget about it or something like that. They say that.
Forget about it.
Yeah, yeah, stuff like that.
Okay.
Good.
So as far as I can
Important
tell, I
that we
kind of
don't
keep my
always
mouth
Bork and say Bork, too. The dead Bork away.
Okay.
Uh,
Don't borking bork, say bork, bork and bork.
No.
Before we go in,
You sound just like a human.
I would like to burn my other buff and use a skill from a past character. That being Mr. Lou Sidekick Jones. And I would like to make her up to look as much like a human as possible.
Oh, going for the Leopold Stenzler from Sentinel Noir and his Hollywood makeup skills.
Nice.
Nicely done. Go ahead and give me that Hollywood makeup roll, please.
Louis, you son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. Forgive me, what is that?
You're going to be on 8,
against?
it's only against a 16 for Lou Stenzler's makeup skills.
Yeah, I literally beat it by 9.
It is the perfect job. You paint up the entirety, because, you know, Bridget Bork is not very big, to look like the face of a human.
Can we bork it? Yes, we can. Or maybe not. Who knows? But just in case, we can hashtag metapoint. Borking boosted.
Nice.
Nice.
Luke, I would just like to say that with your makeup skill, you make me look more like a human than I can make me look like a human.
All right, I have the hack, guys. I will put it into play when it comes into play.
Also,
All right,
I
will
would
you also
suggest
tell
that
us
I
what's
act as the
happening
hips.
so we know what it is?
You'll know, I promise.
Okay.
All right, so who's on the bottom of the stack up of borks?
I'm the strongest.
That's true.
2
Ronnie
foot
Bork
2.
at the bottom.
Next up, I'm trying to accentuate hip movement,
All right.
probably inaccurately.
Yes.
So, okay, so what I'm hearing is we have
me, the
2 feet,
boobs.
2 inches, and then we have another, like, 1.5 feet, and that's where the hips are? Yeet.
Yep.
That
It's a
sounds
very
like-
short human.
I mean,
Actually, it's kind of a tall human.
it's kind of a tall human. If we're all approximately 2 feet, this is a tall.
Oh, no. Brawny Bork is huge for a Bork. Most of you are barely a foot.
Oh,
Yeah,
so it's
Brawny Bork-
approximately my height,
Brawny
is
Bork
what
is
you're
huge.
telling me.
Yeah, Brawny Bork is huge for a Bork.
Yeah, we look like a Hume with a real big butt.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's me then.
I thought borks were about 2 feet tall.
No. You specifically, Brawly Bork, are way bigger than other Borks because you're so muscular in comparison with other Borks.
You're literally the second biggest Bork that's ever borked.
That's true.
2 foot 2.
The other
There
one
was
is
one-
Andy's old avatar.
It's
Yeah,
true. Who
there
was
once
Betty
another
Bork, I think?
Betty Bork was once
Yeah.
the legendary knight of Borkdom, but fell on a dark path.
The hammer.
Mhm.
It was more like juice-this, but yes.
Yeah, it's true. Just
Fair.
rivers of juice.
She fell to the base desires of revenge, unfortunately. All right, so you are stacked up from bottom to top, going with Brawly Bork, followed by Bandit Bork, followed by Billy Bork, followed by Bridget Bork. Correct.
I'm also going to build mechanical arms to go down the sleeves.
I was going to ask about
Awesome.
that. That's nicely done. Go ahead and give me an engineering roll on that to add to the makeup rolls of Blue Stensler used.
And they're going to be fully, animatronic.
Yes.
And it's, 13. So I only beat it by 2.
That is still enough to build arms. You construct the arms, and you now have the working resemblance of a human.
Yeah. I basically just have, like, those 2 of those, those long grabber sticks.
Yep.
That you use to grab your beer when your leg is broken and your wife's not home.
Nice.
Your dog's being a jerk.
Wonderful. Wonderful. All right, and then what? Now you've completed your disguise.
Now we're going to go to our job in the factory because we're ordinary humies.
Excellent. You approach the factory doors, and one of the Sentinels standing guard there sees you and approaches. Get to work, human.
I am Huey trying to. I am Huey trying to get to work. It is my Huey job to.
It prods you along with its sharpened fork.
Ow! 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 Ow!
Son of a pork! Huey! I love to Huey work. Huey.
Why am I? Oh, okay, I just realized my only job in this body is to be the one that gets poked.
Bork
You
smash.
don't get poked.
Bork want to
I
smash
bet
so
you're
bad.
regretting losing that game of Bork and Barry.
I thought Fork the Bork was your favorite game.
I do love a good session of Fork the Bork.
Shut the bork up! Come on, you're gonna get us caught!
When you get inside of the factory, there are more of these silent sentinels overseeing workers and stations. And peeking out from the collar, Billy Bork, it becomes apparent to you with your skill in crafting and engineering that this factory is in fact building more and more of those silent sentinels. There are dozens of them that lie completed at the end of the long factory belt, hammered and spiked together, their armor standing tall and gleaming, but they're currently motionless.
Oh!
So hey, with them making this many sentinels.
I'm sorry, I interrupted. That was rude of me.
Oh, I'm saying, if they're making this many sentinels, it's like they're trying to invade something.
Sure, absolutely. But follow me here, friends. With the power of both love and justice and a little bit of bork juice, maybe we can twist their awful plan. Because if these already built sentinels are bent on revenge once they have been activated, maybe it is possible that instead they can be bent on borkiness and full of love.
I'm almost positive it can happen. I've already attempted it on one. There's no reason we can't mass produce love.
Perfect! You have proved the hypothesis. Now let us then prove.
Get to work, Yumi. Get to work.
Ooh, worky work, work, work. Worky work, work, work.
I mean, Bork.
Hey, I'm not as how do you say bork as you two, but I don't think you can mass produce love. It's got to be like real, right? You can't just make people love each other.
Silly Bork.
Don't worry. With the power of Borkdom, we can conquer this land. We can love this land.
If you weren't standing on my head right now, I would hug you.
Oh, I'd hug you too. Tell you what, I'll hug you with my knot legs.
Okay.
I regret that. Chat.
There's definitely something
kind of gross there.
Yeah.
Something's not right.
Yeah.
I don't think you're wrong that you can't force love, but we can find
you
love.
can't hurry love. You just have to wait. I mean, like love, it don't come easy. It's like I don't know.
A game of give and take.
Yeah. Now you're getting it.
That's a good song. I like that one.
That we have the power.
The power?
The ability. And we have the bork to make love happen.
May I suggest that perhaps the way that we can all get what we want is to dismantle this nonsense and then let people live again. Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna go hide over here.
Whoa. Stay. Hold on. You can't move.
We're still a human.
I'm literally hiding in the coat. I'm not moving.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
All right. Let's bork us over to that pile of bots.
No, let's bork that.
What, you want to abort the mission?
No, I want to bork that. I don't want to abort anything.
Oh, okay.
Bork it on is what I say.
All right, so let's bork over here real quick.
That wasn't clear on my part. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, bork. 1, 2, 3, bork.
Bork.
1, 2, 3, bork.
The silent sentinels don't seem to notice anything strange about this particular human who is going to work in the factory, but several of the other human workers have definitely noticed that there is something strange about this particular worker.
I try and throw out an unimpressive and unrealistic hip throw occasionally.
Are we working? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, no, totally. That's what I'm doing.
Bandit, what before you do that? I gotta steady you when you do that.
If you can tell by the way I bark my bark, I'm a barking man. No time to bark.
You can too. You can bark.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it's a whole thing.
Barking a liar. Sorry. Usually I get yelled at for singing, but I'm just saying. When she does it, it's a borkable. But when I do it, we gotta get pulled off of Twitch.
We would never, ever berate you for doing something so barking adorable as singing. Thank you for lending your voice. James Mike, I would.
You're always welcome to barking sing. How else
It's
could it
no
be
longer than 20 seconds.
I think singing is a great idea. We should probably not do it now.
All right.
Okay.
Now let's go work on the line like we're supposed to. Wink, wink. We got to get over by that conveyor belt.
You make your way over and are by the conveyor belt. You can see that each individual station is pressing and stamping out parts of armor, which are then assembled by other workers, all constantly being overseen by these sentinels and their oversized sharpened forks. Prodded along every so often. Work faster! Work faster! Work faster!
I'm gonna make him work faster when I get a chance to pound him.
Calm your bork.
I'll bork him a borkin' when I get my bork in hands.
Whoa!
Sorry.
So presumably we are by a conveyor belt at this point, standing between two humies.
Uh-huh.
Who are also
Okay.
working away.
Hello, comrade, fellow humie. Some hard day at the work.
No talking!
Free.
And you get poked again, Billy.
Ow! God! Borking! Borking!
Hey.
What's a bork humie to do? To get a break in a place like this.
No breaks. Work harder.
Okay. Well, the way I see it, we have 4 times 2 times 8. Wait, no. We have 8 hands amongst us. Surely we can do something on this conveyor belt line.
What? To do what? You got an idea? What do you want to do?
Well, I don't know. I think that has to do with Bildy. Bildy's got the idea of how to reprogram these automatons. Do you want to trade spots there, Bildy?
Yeah, can I climb up there real quick?
Sure.
But you're not made up to look like a humie.
It's okay. I'll just rub my face on you on the way down.
Okay.
The two of you swap positions, and again, the humans around you definitely can tell something is up, but the sentinels pay no attention whatsoever.
Look over at one of the humies on the line. What's up?
I imagine that we move kind of like Vincent D'Onofrio in
in Men in Black.
Men in Black.
Yeah, nice.
I would like to leave equally tall posts between John and now at this point Andy, and I would like to hide.
A pair of stealth checks, please.
Wait, I'm sorry. You going where?
He's, you know, in Indiana Jones, where he replaces the idol with the bag of sand.
Yeah.
He just replaced himself with 2 posts.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've done. So I beat the first one by 7 and beat the second by 3.
Okay. Not only do you switch out, it doesn't seem like Bridget Bork or Brawley Bork have even noticed.
I want to give Brawley a little slap on the rump and just be like, I'm still working here. Just working.
So where'd you actually go?
Oh, no. Nowhere, specifically. I'm still right there. I'm just hidden from the guards.
I need you to pull out a couple of things to make the factory break.
Yeah.
While I work on this pile.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm going to try and steal some factory parts while I'm at it.
There's a lot of machines going.
Well, if that's what
Any
you
one
want
of
to do,
those might be important.
I guess I'll just steal all of them.
If you're trying to just sabotage stuff, I could give a little shot to this conveyor belt, and that'll either speed it up or shut it down, one or the other.
I think faster is better.
Yeah.
All right. So while Bandit Borg sneaks away and starts stealing everything that he can get his hands on, Brawley Borg is going to use John Stone's shock to speed up the conveyor belt. Is that what's going on here?
Indeed. So
okay. I'll take a shooting test from Brawley Borg / John Stone for using the shock on the device, and then I need a stealth check from Bandit Borg, who is going to be trying to steal parts from some of these machines and cause a critical failure among all of the workings.
Beat it by 8 because, again, I get to roll twice because I'm sneaky.
Sneaky.
Indeed.
Beat it by 3.
Beat it by 3. After a few moments, the conveyor belt starts to speed up, and it's going a lot faster than it was going. And the humans on the line next to you are scrambling to keep up with it, and now they're missing like every other part that goes by.
I want this to look like an episode of I Love Lucy.
They're starting to like miss every other part that goes by, and miss stamping certain things, and miss putting all of the bolts in. And then some of the machines start letting out horrible noises as little gears are taken from them, or a lever or a pulley stripped away here.
They start putting bolts in their mouth.
There's something deep down inside me that is saying, I'm a riot?
Yes!
Can I just go along the conveyor belt, freaking everybody out, looking like a head not being crushed?
Yeah, 100%, because like the stuff will just go and smash you, and you'll keep going, and you'll be fine. It'll be adorable.
I'm going to go ahead and take a persuasion roll from Bridget Bork as she attempts to instill some chaos and terror among the masses.
But I can do math. I'm going to beat that by 1.
All right, as you go in there, some of these devices begin to squish down upon you, and that's going to trigger this hack attack. So the first time that you get squished and bounce, beams of friendship launch from your body and all around the room and begin filling the humans' hearts with love and friendship.
Yes!
This is exactly what I needed to happen. Okay.
So there's now
This might be the best hack attack ever.
Bork.
So, what I do...
It is Bork. All you need is Bork. All you need is I'm squished right now.
And what did you have going on there, Billy Bork? I heard.
All right, so I'm going to grab one of the finished automatons off the pile, right?
Okay.
And we just got boosted, so what I am going to do is I'm going to think of the best friend that I can think of. In the history of friendship, I'm going to go for the best friend I can think of. In my brain. Whoever that might be.
Well,
and then I'm going to use the power of Zeus to breathe life into this automaton and make it the perfect friend. And then I'm activating Hacksaw.
That is wonderful. Can I get a power use from the Crash character sheet on that one, please?
Yes, you can. I would like to use a moment of clarity on that.
Moment of clarity used.
And I beat it by 11.
Beams of friendship bounced around the room, and you absorb them into the first one of these automatons that you are putting the power of friendship in, then using the hacksaw buff to put it into all of these finished but silent and unactivated Sentinels. And you fill them all with the power of the best friend of all best friends, Chad.
Yep.
Nice.
Wait, so all the Sentinels become chat?
They all become Chad, not Chat. Chad from the Chad Blaster.
Stop.
Yes, the Chad abides.
He really does.
Because he is the best friend of all best friends.
And he's a master baker. So when we make our cinnamon roll factory, it'll be perfect.
And he is a master baker.
Whoa, hey, the kids.
I almost
don't
suspect
want
that
the
you
hot,
had that as a
goofy
planned joke.
Fun?
Amazingly not.
I just mean that in the very best possible way, because damn did that come together.
Yeah, it couldn't have asked.
Hey, dudes, the Chad abides.
What's up, Chads?
All of them together as though choreographed. Do it at the same time. Whoa, we're lots of people at once.
So all these Chads that are now coming off the line at ultra high speed, because there's friendship beams being shot around the entire factory every time she gets squished.
This is correct. This, of course, triggers an immediate response from the guard silent sentinels, who are none too happy with all this love and friendship. It's almost as though love and friendship are completely oppositional to these sentinels and their very nature. So let's roll some initiative as a fight begins.
A love fight?
It is a love fight.
In a little old love. I would like to invoke charge if we're rolling initiative.
We are. And tell us about charge.
Yes. Once per session, at the start of combat, all allies gain a +4 bonus to initiative.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
what?
Everybody gets a +4 because of the inspiring presence of Bridget Bork, the bravest of all the Borks.
Bridget Brave Bork.
I really don't bring a lot to this party except for my shield and my words. But boy, can I inspire other people.
Okay, 9 and 8 is 17, plus 10 is 27, plus 4 is 31.
31
Yo.
for Goldie.
I'm starting to think my dice are rigged. Because, 6 plus 1 is 7.
Plus
Sorry,
4.
oh,
4 is 11. And plus 4, yeah, I'm 15 again.
15.
Sorry to be that guy. We rolled 20s for
12's on initiative. Okay, don't
12.
be sorry.
I knew that. Okay.
Hey, we're
that's
rolling
that
20s.
Plus. I'm still mostly Bork, so that's 0. Plus 4, so I have a 15 initiative.
15 for Brawl.
21.
21 for Bandit. And 16 for Chad.
I can't tell you how happy that makes me.
So we are going to start with Buildy Bork at a 31 going first.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. How many bad guys am I dealing with here?
There are 20 total Silent Sentinel guards inside the facility.
Whoa.
That's scary. Scary.
And are they affected at all by love beams?
They seem to be very oppositional to it. It seems to be having an effect. You're just not sure what.
Totally fine. Hold up. Character sheet real quick. I'm sorry. Here we go. Back to it. All right. Well, for the time being, I'm really more about creating a target than anything. So I'm going to split my actions and try and hit 4 of them.
Okay. And what are you hitting them with?
Fists. My little bouncy armored fists.
Excellent. As you bounce forward and out of the stacked up body, you immediately also blast out beams of love and friendship with every bounce across the floor.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna be basically a giant pinball that bounds off of all these guys to keep them more busy. I mean, yeah, if I knock them out, that's great, but right now I just want to be chaos.
All right, give me 4 fighting checks, and every bounce puts out more beams of love and friendship.
Mr. GM, did you say we're boosted right now?
You are boosted. So you have access to your boosted ability at the bottom of your pilot sheet.
Right.
In addition to the love and friendship beams, there are little floating hearts that come up every time you bounce.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so 11, it'll mean to beat it by... Okay, beat it by 4 for the first attack.
That's a hit.
Beat it by 6 for the second attack.
That's also a hit.
Missed on the third attack. And beat it by 7 on the fourth attack.
All right, you impact 3 of them, making substantial dents in the walking silent sentinel armor, but none of them have been taken down just yet. We'll go to Bandit Bork next at a 21. You have overloaded almost all of these machines. They are definitely grinding to a halt and probably going to have some catastrophic results pretty soon.
Eat my friendship!
So I would like to split my attacks once again.
Okay.
I would like to target neither of the 2 that Ildiborg has dealt with.
Okay.
I would like to blackjack the first one and then bolo the second. And
Excellent.
then I would like to try to hide.
Of course, Bandit Bork.
Who is this guy?
Go ahead and give me the fighting check, followed by the athletics check, followed by the stealth check.
So the fighting check, I beat it by 5.
And you were going after one of the ones that Bildy already hit, correct?
No. Specifically not one of the ones that Bildy has hit. I'm trying to incapacitate 2 others.
All right, you hit one with the blackjack, and again, it seems to be great at dislodging the kneecap armor on one of these automatons. And then the athletics check for the bolo.
With the -2, I beat it at a +8.
And you have got one grappled and taken to the ground with the bolo. And the stealth check?
The stealth check, I beat by 7.
Well, once again hidden.
And to yell out, "This is borking ridiculous! No bork should be subjected to this kind of treatment. Human and bork are like, we can do better!
Yes, we can!
What he said!"
Adorable. The Chads are at a 16 next, and there are currently 8 animated Chads. And the power and love and friendship is expanding forth from these Chads and animating more and more of the automatons as the time progresses. But the first 8 move forward and engage against Sentinels. You gotta calm down, bro. It's all about friendship.
Sorry, that got me.
And each of these 8 grabs hold of one of the struggling and fighting silent automatons and is going to try and hold them in place and get them to calm down.
Amazing.
I just love that our allies are the Chads. Like, I honestly can't get over that.
Very well done.
All right, both Bridget Bork and Brawley Bork have a 15, so you can either roll off or decide amongst the two of you who's going to go next.
Well, do you have a strong opinion, Broly?
About who goes next?
Yeah, you both have the same initiative, so it's up to you guys to determine who's going to go next.
Oh man, we don't have a team up, so you can't just like smash me in between your hands and shoot up things.
I can fast Bork special you. I can fast Bork special you.
You can what?
I can fast Bork special you.
Yeah, you can.
I can.
Do it! Yes!
The fast Bork special. Give me an athletics test on your end, Brawley Bork, for the throwing, and then I will take a fighting check from Bridget Bork, who's probably leading with the Shield of Borkdom.
I would assume so. Alright. So, fighting check.
Correct.
Okay.
And I'm doing athletics check, right?
Yep, you're going to be doing athletics to enhance the damage by throwing.
So I beat it by 6.
Beat it by 6. You most definitely fastball Bridget Bork straight through the air. Shield first, right into one of these automatons. The entire chest plate crushes in on the silent sentinel, and then right off of it, Bridget Bork bounces back, does a perfect spin move through the air, and lands, shield up in one hand, in what would be a superhero landing, but she doesn't have legs to bend, so it's just kind of...
It's a super borking landing.
It's a super bork landing.
Well, I was wondering if I could do something a little different, but...
You could.
Well, the idea was simply this. So she bounces off him, right?
Yes.
And so, I can kind of tell because the angle of strike usually equals the angle of Bork.
Yes.
And so, I just want to go running to where she's going to be and bounce her again so she gets another hit at something.
Perfect. Give me another athletics check at a penalty of 2. And then I'll take another fighting check at a penalty of 2 from you, Bridget, as he plays a little Bork ball from the Bork ball special.
This time beat it by 1.
The angle of strike becomes the angle of Bork.
Well, it equals the angle of Bork.
Equals the angle of Bork.
Which is perfect.
Heavens, that is amazing.
No less than 2 of these automatons are destroyed from the
that by 5
attempts. Your team working together, striking with the shield, bouncing, and then returning the bounce. And again, every time that Bridget bounces, more of these beams of love and friendship power forth and into the combined Chads, spreading their power of friendship further and further, and more of these automatons that were stood silent and unmoving begin to animate with the power of friendship.
So now, if the angle of strike becomes the power of Bork or whatever it was.
Close enough.
I'm not a math guy. Does that mean that when I bounce back, like, I could potentially propel him?
Potentially.
Okay. So if we've been using basically his initiative, what I would like is on that last one after I've bounced back, I would like to use the shield to propel him toward another attacker.
So you're going to bounce him, say, off a wall or object, and then back into the attackers again? Is that what you're going for?
That's what I'm going for.
Okay. Give me another athletics check. You're up to -4 on this one, however.
Okay. All right, wait. Let me do some math. 9, 4. I'm going to beat it by 1.
Beat it by 1. That is still good enough. You bounce Brawley Bork off of the wall, and he goes flying back towards another one of these automatons. Give me a fighting check, Brawley, as you are propelled towards one of these automatons.
I'll beat it by 5.
Beat him by 5. With Bork fists outstretched, you punch the head completely off of this automaton.
Bork smash!
Nice.
What a
Puny
wonderful
cuties.
job. We don't quite have the rule of cool yet. We've only got some towards it, but we will still keep that progress. Don't worry, I'm sure it will happen. These guys give us rules of cool all the time because they're a great audience.
It's very true. Are we gonna go for negative
Sentinels next, who have the last initiative in the order. Now, 9 of them are being grappled by Chads and unable to move, and the other 3 were destroyed by the combined force of Bridget and Brawley Bork. So it's left to these 9 to attempt to break free of the Chads before they can do anything else at all. But the grip of friendship is strong. And only 2 of these 9 managed to break free from the grasps of the Chad bots. And they attack the Chad bots with their sharpened forks.
No.
Chad bot.
Both of them skewering a Chad bot and separating it into pieces. But it is to no avail, because by the time the end of the round hits, there are even more friendship and love animated Chad bots.
Booyah! This is why you steal.
And we will get back to the top with Buildy at a 31.
All right. At this point, I have bounced 4 times.
This is correct.
In this, now with each bounce, I am building up static electricity.
That is correct.
Because that's how my armor works.
Yeah.
So with each bounce, because I'm still part pilot, I am gaining speed and strength.
Ah.
So I'm just gonna roll up and really just lean into it. And I'm gonna go for, since I'm gonna try and get a few more than I got last time, because I am basically just an electrically charged borking ball.
You are an electrically charged barking ball right now. Cannon bork.
The borking ball.
Nice.
So
now we've just got to make that video a la the cheese one.
Right.
I can't. It's not my turn. Okay, never mind.
We will get there, I promise.
Do you want me to hold and team up on something with you?
Well, it just seems because of what you said you're doing. Because I could power you up if you're going off of electricity right now.
Tell you what, my second bounce or my first bounce even, I can just bounce into you and you won't take any damage at all, and you can direct me where you want me to go with a fighting check.
It's true.
Oh well. Okay.
All right. Yep. But you can set hand
that's
to
what
hand.
I'm going. That's
Does
what
that
I'm
work
going
for you?
Charge.
So yeah, I'll hold till it's Sean's turn, and
Okay, you're gonna hold to Brawley Bork's turn so you can power up together. So we'll skip to Bandit Bork then.
So, how many are left up?
There are still 9 of them, but 7 of them are being grappled by Chad bots.
Okay, well then I'm taking the other 2. I'm going to split my attacks, and I'm going to blackjack one of them. Yeah, I mean, sorry. Sorry, not sorry, but I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to hide. And if there is any chance, while I am doing that, that there is some stuff I can steal, I'm going to do that too.
Classic Bandit.
And then you're gonna hide.
No, of course, the hiding is the most important thing.
All right, I will take a fighting check, an athletics check, and a stealth check.
So I missed my fighting check.
Oh, so the black check, but you have a buff, a Patreon buff.
Exactly. I missed it by 2, so I will go ahead and use my Patreon buff.
Nicely
Thank you.
done.
And then in terms of... Oh, yep, nope. Beat the next one.
All right. So one of the ones that got free is now bound up again, this time by a bolo instead of by a Chad bot.
And I totally beat my stealth check.
And then once again, Bandit
by
Bork
3.
disappears, showing up, attacking, and disappearing. Oh, Bandit Bork.
These guys are bork holes!
Language!
Technically, I'm
Sorry.
an improvised weapon, by the way, Sean. Just wanted to let you know.
You're what?
I'm technically an improvised weapon.
Sure.
That's a fact. Now
He's
we get
borking,
to
right?
the Brawley Bork, Buildy Bork, Bridget Bork turn, which is all on 15. I'm going to ask that the Brawley Bork, Buildy Bork combo that they were working on, that you guys do that first.
Oh, yeah. What are you doing, Helen? I was like, do you want in on this? Do you guys want to play Bork Ball?
We could play Bork Ball.
Ooh, all three of you together.
I'll be the ball, and you guys be the beaters, you know?
Bork Ball is the best.
I mean, I like that. I feel like between Brawley and I, if we just played Pong with you.
And then I make my attacks in between.
Yeah, I like that.
All right.
We'll mess them all up.
Let's start, because I know you're going to be using that shock attack first there from John Stone, Brawley Bork. Will you give me that fighting check first to start us out?
Me? Sure.
Yep. Because you're going to be charging him full of electricity on that one as you hit him full force, propelling him forward.
Yeah, it's going to be one turn, because I'm going to charge him and repel him with that same time. So I'm going to give him a light charge to repel him, but he's going to be empowered by the charge I'm giving him.
Yes.
But he's also going to push him away.
Absolutely. Yeah. So give me that fighting check first.
Honestly, I'm just really, really interested in how this plays out. I think this is going to be awesome.
I beat it by 10.
That is going to be a critical success. So instead of taking
Is that double electricity damage?
Yeah. So what's your double?
Booyah!
Double. What is it?
My double that would be 60.
So 60 shock damage that you get to channel into speed and strength there using the Zeus powers.
Nice.
So use that and make your first attempt being propelled by the power of Brawley Bork and your increase in speed and strength from electricity for your first impact.
That is a 9. I beat it by 8. 9. I beat it by 9.
With the speed behind it, you completely obliterate the armor. Pieces of that armor fly to every far corner of the factory. Some of them will probably be never found again. Bouncing back to Bridget Bork, I'll take an athletics or fighting check from Bridget Bork to then play Bork Ball and launch you once again towards more of these Sentinels.
I've got my Bork Ball paddle right here.
Yeah! Smack me with that shield.
Oh, y'all. Critical success. I beat it by 10.
Dang.
I was all prepared to use my Patreon bonus, but here we are.
So not only does this hit you and propel you with incredible force for your next attack forward, the impact sprays out massive amounts of these friendship beams and floating love hearts everywhere in the factory.
Floating love parts?
Yep.
Pretty
Floating
easy.
hearts.
All right.
For every impact. And then I'll take another check from you there, Buildy Bork.
What now?
Another check from you for your second attack there being propelled by Bridget Bork.
Well, I just got bounced through something and then bounced again. I would like to take my first action.
Yes.
To make a power usage roll. Using my kinetic energy control. to increase that speed even further.
Okay, I'll take a power usage roll.
I'm going full Sonic the Borkhog. I rolled an 11. I beat it by 7.
Beat it by 7. You are going well.
You know what? I've got a Patreon buff. I'm beating it by 10.
All right, that's going to be a critical success. You are now going well over 300 miles per hour propelled through the air as you bounce off the shield of Bridget the Bork, increasing your speed and straight towards another one of these Sentinels.
And now I'm going to split my attack. Yeah, I'm going to split my attacks using all the super speed that I have gained to bring my attack down so I can make all 6 attacks with no penalty.
All right, give me your 6 attacks, please, Buildy Bork.
That's just terrible of me. That's a critical.
1 critical.
That beat by 4.
Okay.
That beat by 1. That beat by 3. These are not great rolls, guys.
Mm-hmm.
That beat by 4.
They're enough.
But they have no.
That is a double 1.
Critical success.
And that is I beat by 10. So also a critical success.
In the span of a few moments, bouncing forth from the shield of Bridget Bork and then from the swatting hands of Brawley Bork, you bounce back and forth across this room, each time increasing speed, increasing velocity, and hitting another one of these Sentinels until only a single one remains by the time you have finished your bouncing. And you're still going that fast. You haven't finished bouncing. You've just finished bouncing for the turn.
I'm sorry, this is off topic.
And that will make my dodge bonus for the round 12.
Holy borking bork!
That's mostly just because of the
No Bork's on you, boy!
This is off topic, but Helen, is that bottle the size of you? When you butt into frame, it just seems really... Okay, there you go. Borkleberry.
So,
I am a well-hydrated Bork.
I literally don't have video right now.
It's like
I'm
a
just
TV
doing
disco
this
girl.
by audio, but that is hilarious.
That's fantastic. So only a single one of these remains at the end of the combined team up using Bridget Bork, Brawley Bork, and the bouncing powers of Buildy Bork.
Oh man, that was some scary double character sheet synergy right there. That is an awful combination that I will promise never to use again.
And this one single still fighting silent automaton is completely buried underneath Chadbots. Calm down, bro. Dude, calm down. You just gotta relax, bro.
I stay hidden.
Okay, so who has initiative?
One.
Yeah, whose turn is
The
it?
remaining enemy is completely helpless, buried beneath Chadbots. And now there is nearly an army of automated Chadbots at your side.
Not to mention the friendship beams that are also blasting around the room at half the speed of sound.
Can we talk to the last one? Is there any way to talk to him?
You can try. They're not really known for their communication skills.
Yeah, but somebody I know can talk to computers because he's a robot man.
That's right.
I stay hidden.
He's a real robot man.
Okay. Living in his robot land.
So, yes, is it my turn though? Is it, or nobody's doing anything? So
it doesn't need to be a turn. We're no longer in combat, and the only enemy is helpless.
Okay, fantastic.
There's no way he can resist 20 Chadbots.
All right, I will see what I can find out from it.
I'm going to use my thrusters to slow myself down and eventually stop bouncing.
Can I steal anything from him?
Pardon?
Can I steal anything from him?
You could probably take some of the bolts out of him, but he might fall apart if you do that.
Can you take his Bork fork?
You could absolutely take his Bork fork, but it's really big and unwieldy. You couldn't stash it anywhere.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna look around for anything else that I can steal.
Sweet ass pole arm, though.
Well, a full minute passes of Bilderborg slowing down. Can I get a computer's roll from you as you attempt to get some information from this captured automaton?
Indeed. You roll a couple of... Okay, wait. Roll a couple of times.
You mean me just shouting into its face, take me to your leader, isn't going to work?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, I got to roll 12s.
By all means, try.
There is some clarity in the story you could use if you don't want to roll 12s.
Well, it's all right. I roll beat it by 8 anyway.
Beat it by 8. It's really rudimentary, so it's hard for you to get much other than you know the general direction and that the castle is about 20 miles to your northeast.
That's all I get.
It seems to be that it's not only that's
where the base is now. That's good.
Not only that's where its power source is, but it seems to be directed and controlled from that location as well.
Oh, that's good.
And because of your tie-in to Bronybork, you can tell, in fact, one other very important piece of information. This automaton is powered by Bork magic.
Say what?
What?
What the Bork?
This feels like you're setting us up for an epic cliffhanger.
Though victorious in vanquishing the terrible factory, little did our heroic knights of Boredom know that their diabolical enemy has detected them and sent an army of silent sentinels to quell their little rebellion and restore order to the joyless order to the village.
I hear it now.
Everybody heard that, right?
Yeah, I hear it now.
Okay.
Yeah, before we go, and we should go, I'm going to tie its legs together at the ankles.
You do that.
That's all.
Knock yourself out, pal.
Oh no, I will.
And I'm breaking this factory.
Are you gonna punch it like a bank?
It seems like it's about to go up already. All the damage done by Bandit is causing a lot of machines to overload. Probably not a safe place to stay inside of.
All right, then let's get the Bork out of here.
Bork away! Bork away!
Well, I've got a borking fork place that we can hide at.
You and the chatbots heard the humans
It's
out,
not here.
and the factory explodes as you escape it. Of course, you did hear the narrator and know what is coming. But that's going to have to wait until next week, folks, because that's all we have for tonight's episode of Masters of the Metaverse. I want to thank everyone for joining us. We're having a great borking time tonight, and everyone in chat for contributing and helping us have a great episode. We love you guys, and we will see you all next week. Bye.
Be safe out there.
Yeah, be safe.
Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse. They travel through time and space and stuff. Troll them, re-roll them, throw them above. They fly through dimensions, this isn't the bluff. Heroes compelled, they have no choice. Bound by the winds of a secret voice. Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse. Masters of the Metaverse, Masters of the Metaverse.